What's up, everyone? Welcome to another chaffle recipe. My name's Jason. This is just Jason Keto. We're going to try and make a super savory chaffle this week. We went with something a little sweeter last week with the blackberries. But this week, as you can see, we've got some 4 eggs to start with, and this is actually 1 full cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. I've got some salt and pepper here. Some onion powder, about half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then I've also got half a teaspoon of this jalapeno pepper, the crushed jalapeno peppers. Now this, obviously, any of these spices, 100% optional. Put what you like in your chaffles. You don't like the heat of jalapenos, then don't put it in. Want more heat, put something else in. I want you to make these your own. That's always my goal. So what we're going to add into these chaffles is actually over here. We've got, 4 or 5 mushrooms that we've diced up, and then we've got 1 orange sweet pepper, just a small pepper that I've diced up, and then I've got 1 full cooked English sausage that I've diced into the pan as well. And then obviously we've got some butter there. So we're gonna saute these up, just get everything cooked. And then we're gonna use this to add to our chaffles. So I'm gonna get that cooked up, and then we'll come back and we'll start putting these chaffles together. Okay, so as you may have seen, we've cooked up our mushrooms, sausage, and peppers here. Didn't take very long, only took maybe 5 minutes or so. The sausage was already cooked, so we were just basically sauteing the pepper and mushrooms. So that's going to be the savory part of our chaffle this week, kind of thing. So I'm going to get set up and we'll start putting together these chaffles. As always with our chaffles, we're going to start off with our eggs and cheese. Now this is just 3 of the 4 eggs so far. We're going to start with 3, and then we'll add a 4th one if we need to. This is just a figuring we're going to need it, but we'll see what happens. So again, this is 1 cup instead of the usual 2/3 of a cup of cheese. I went with a full cup because we're going to make quite a few chaffles here, and we're adding quite a bit of volume with the sausage, mushrooms, and peppers. So we'll get that mixed up. Again, super quick to get the cheese and egg mixed in. Ultimately, you could just throw these spices in and make some chaffles just the way they just like that. You wouldn't have to add anything else, and you could make up 4 or 5 chaffles out of this and just have a nice savory sandwich bread or burger bun kind of things. But we're going to take it one step further this week with our other ingredients. So eggs, cheese, good to go there. We're going to add our salt and pepper in there. We're going to add our crushed jalapeno in there, our onion powder, and then our garlic powder. Now again, if you wanted to make this with fresh garlic that you sauteed in with everything else, feel free. I'm just too lazy to do things like that. That's why I have the powder. And as I said at the beginning, all of these spices are optional. I want you to use the spices that you are happy with. You want to put some Italian seasoning in there, sounds good to me. Put some chili powder in there, that would be good too. Like I say, anything that you think would go with our main ingredients this week, I would encourage you to try that out. So that's our egg and cheese mixture with our spices all ready to go. I'm going to give this a little bit of time, maybe 5-10 minutes, to cool down a little bit more before we add it in here. I don't want it to start cooking anything. While we do that, I'm going to get the Dash Minis out and we'll get ready to finish putting these together and cook them up. While we're waiting for our sausage, mushroom, and pepper to cool off, just wanted to spend a little, 10-15 seconds to explain. I've talked about these Dash Minis before. This is the multi-maker Dash Mini, and what that means is it looks like a regular Dash Mini, however the plates come out. You don't have to scrub the whole thing together. You can take these plates out, you can wash them in the sink, or you can put them in the dishwasher, and then they just snap back in. And they can come with lots of other fun designs too. So you can get like snowflakes, flowers, dinosaurs, all sorts of different plates that come with it. So a little bit different, a little bit bigger than the regular Dash Mini, but so much easier to clean. So just wanted to throw that little bit in there. Like I say, I know I talk about them every week, say that they're my favorite Dash Minis. I have 2 of these. Yeah, just wanted to explain what they actually meant. I think our sausage, mushroom, and peppers has cooled down enough here that it's not going to affect our egg and cheese. So we're gonna add that. Well, I might as well add it all in. We've cooked it right. We're gonna add in that butter that's in the bottom of the bowl too, because we did saute this in butter. You know, can't go wrong with butter, right? So we'll mix that in, and I think we'll be good with 3 eggs. I don't think I'm gonna add the 4th one. It looks like it's a good consistency of a chaffle batter. These are definitely gonna be packed with ingredients. You know, don't be afraid to add stuff like this to your chaffles. It's gonna work out. You know, take your favorite flavors. You may have to tweak things a little bit, make it good in a chaffle, but I've made sardine chaffles taste good. So if I can make sardine chaffles taste pretty good, I'm sure you can find your favorite ingredients and make your own recipe. So we'll get the Dash Minis warmed up and we'll start cooking these chaffles. Our waffle irons are all preheated here. We'll open them up. I like to use these plastic tongs. I don't even remember where I got them, but they work really good for chaffles in the waffle irons because they do get quite warm. So we're going to take our mixture here, and we're just going to put down a couple of spoonfuls in the middle of the waffle iron. Now, you could put some Parmesan cheese in with these to help make them crispy, but that's not really what I'm going for this week. So that should be enough there. And don't worry about it being chunky. It'll all work out kind of thing. And maybe add a little bit more egg and cheese in there. So we'll close these up and we'll come back when they're cooked. So it looks like our first 2 chaffles are done. You can usually tell because the steam will stop coming out of the waffle irons. And they actually turned out pretty crispy. So nice and golden brown. So that is good. I like the look and texture of these. Now we're going to set these aside on a wire rack to cool off. I always like to set my chaffles aside to cool for a few minutes before we try them, and putting them on a wire rack will help keep them nice and keep the texture good on them, because if you put them on a plate they can get soggy. So I'm going to cook up the rest of these chaffles. Like I say, I think we're probably going to get maybe 5 out of this mix. So what we'll do is we'll get these next 2 going here. And it might actually just be 4. The 5th one might be a little small. So we'll get these 2 going, and then we'll come back when they're finished and we'll give them a try. Our chaffles are cooled off enough to try. As you can see, we got 4 chaffles out of the mix this week, and they smell really good. You can see the ingredients in there. Some of them you can even see the orange bell pepper in there. Obviously, because there's a lot of extra ingredients in our chaffles this week. So let's open it up. And again, you can see the sausage and the mushrooms and everything in there. So let's give this a try and see how they turned out. Yeah, you can definitely taste all the nice flavors in there. So I would say these are a win for sure. Give them a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, hit that like button, and we'll be back with another chaffle recipe next Friday. Keep on thriving, my friends.